Wow, what a morning we're having today here. Let's see, this is, I think, the seventh or eighth Swiss Global IBO Training Series review number 17 that I have initiated this morning. Do not ask me why. Yes, it is part my fault, 100%, but I think that the Google definitely is playing a role in this activity here. And funny thing, I finally got this thing started a few minutes ago, and I actually started hearing. I opened up the Hangout, and I started hearing Jeff Fagan's voice from the phone call this morning, and I'm thinking some weird, freaky ghost thing is going on, that Jeff's phone call has magically transformed itself into my Google Hangout, and it was John that came on the invite. And go ahead, John. What happened there?
Oh no, I had kind of a rough start myself this morning. Kids, second day of school, they're still getting in the swing of things. So I was actually re-listening to Jeff's phone call when you had sent me the initial invite this morning, and we weren't supposed to be live yet. And yeah, it was just kind of a hectic morning. But here we go, a few
Yeah, a
minutes
couple
late,
minutes.
but we're ready to get started finally. We seem to have a good connection. Can you hear me all right, Paul?
Yeah, you're doing good. There's just a slight little glitch here and there, but I think for the most part you're okay. All right, well, here we go. We've been talking about this is so weird getting started this. We're a little late and blah blah blah. But anyway, we've been talking about on the phone call training series with Jeff the 7 steps to financial freedom. Okay, we've already covered a little bit about step one, your belief system. Step two, your understanding of the law of income. And today we're getting into timing. So what Jeff started out talking about was the book, which I haven't read. I don't know. Have you read it, John?
No, definitely after hearing the description of this book, I'm definitely adding it to my reading list. You want to get into a little bit about that?
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of go over what Jeff was talking about, the sort of what the book is about, which is um, basically just outlining, I think, some extraordinary people that have had great success in their lives. But what it kind of all comes down to for these people was the fact that they just happened to be born basically at the right place at the right time. Now, whether or not they had set themselves an intention to get into the field and put in the study hours that, of course, the magical system of 10,000 hours suggests that it takes to become a master, whether they set their intention to, work in that business and build themselves up in that, or if it just happened to work that way. I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know for sure, but either way, these people just were into what happened to be being created as a major trend for their era, and by putting in the time of accumulating the 10,000 hours within that. Now my lights are tweaking out. Man, this is a great morning. They, became very successful in their businesses and their careers and their life. And the whole 10,000 hours thing that we were talking about, Jeff boils it down, and I like I like how he boiled this down to 10,000 hours equals 625 days, which equals 21 months. And the fact that if you apply yourself for just 21 months for 8 hours a day as a level 10 person, learning, building, and growing yourself and your business, that there's absolutely no reason why in as little as 2+ years you couldn't be skyrocketing yourself to becoming a millionaire or more. Is that kind of what you got out of it, John?
That's exactly what I took. That the one thing, as you said, about the people and that this author wrote about in the book Outliers is that they devoted 10,000 hours to becoming experts in whatever one area or field they chose. And we've been talking about the Napoleon Hill time management system quite a bit lately, actually, and taking that 1 hour per day for quiet meditation to kind of plan for and and visualize what your definite major purpose is and planning for it. So, you know, what Jeff was saying this morning on the call is that if you want to become an expert in whatever field you choose and become financially free in 3 years or less, according to this person's idea that wrote this book, that you need to devote 10,000 hours, and that if you take the Napoleon Hill system, which eliminates 8 of your 24 hours of your day for sleep, that leaves you at 16 hours. And yeah, if you spend 625 days for 16 hours per day being a level 10 person, you will be a level 10 person and have spent 10,000 hours in 21 months, which is approximately 625 days. And the way you can do this is that we should look at every day and every minute and every moment of every day as a blessing or an opportunity to practice being a level 10 person, being a top-notch person. And he talked about, too, and this is something that I've been contemplating on very heavily lately, and it's working miracles in the last couple of weeks, is really take into consideration what you spend your time doing, and all those things that you think are downtime, right? Like when you're driving in the car to and from work, or if you're doing door-to-door sales type stuff like I'm doing, driving to and from sales, or if you're spending your time cooking, the time you spend, you know, sitting on the bowl, all that, what you would take as downtime, and using that time to actually multitask, such as those can be the times where you're thinking about your definite major purpose. You're cooking, you're thinking about your definite major purpose. You're driving in the car on the way to work. You're listening to a self-development audio. So you got to look at, there really is no time of day that you think that if it's wasted time, maybe there's a way to multitask that time. You can really devote 16 hours every day, and every day presents you the opportunity to do that, so that you can get your 10,000 hours in that 625-day time frame. Paul's signaling me. I think he has something he wants to add here.
Well, actually, you're kind of glitching out there, so I wanted to maybe hopefully get your system to work up there a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's exactly where we're going. And what I really liked about this was for all of you guys out there who think that, you know, this is a whole bunch of hooey. Just think of, and that, you know, hey, you can be successful just by doing what you're doing now. Realize this, that most people probably spend, what, 5 minutes a day on this stuff, let alone 16 hours at it. So at the fact of putting in 5 minutes a day, it would take you until the time that you were 487 years old to master anything by accumulating 10,000 hours worth of study time and preparation time. And you know, we've talked about a quote from Vince Lombardi that says, Vince Lombardi being the world famous coach of the Green Bay Packers, you know, championship teams, football championship teams. And one of his famous quotes is that the will to prepare to win is far more important than the actual will to win. And that's huge, because you know what? The other thing that we talked about is the fact that success does not come on your time frame, okay? Success is something that you need to be willing to make sacrifices for. Rearrange your time, rearrange your life, which goes right back into what we're talking about here in devoting these 10,000 hours of being a level 10 person. And if, like I said, if you think that, you know, what we're talking about here doesn't make any sense, and there's no way that it applies to what, you know, you being able to become successful, well, continue on with putting in your 5 minutes a day, and we'll see you at the top when you're about 487 years old. Go ahead, John.
I absolutely love that quote by Vince Lombardi, actually. The will to prepare to win is far more important than the will to win. And that's, but basically what we're talking about here is preparation, and that's the answer to conquering your fears. You know, with a business such as we have, people that are new at the network marketing business. That's what Swiss Gold Global is, the network marketing business, and a fantastic opportunity. Sometimes in the beginning when you first get involved, your belief system's a little weak. Yeah, you like the product. Yes, you believe that the opportunity can offer you some rewards in the way of commissions, and you have a feeling it could bring you financial freedom. But sometimes you have a fear of opening up your mouth to new people, showing this opportunity to your friends and your family for fear of rejection, fear they might say no, fear of embarrassment, whatever those are. And the way to overcome those fears is to prepare yourself. You can't just think about the end goal and want to win and have the will to win unless you also have the will to prepare to win. There's certain ways that we present the opportunity to people, and preparing and practicing and knowing what to say and knowing what to do, that's what gets you over the fears that you may have. So I just wanted to say that I absolutely love that quote because I think it's very important to take that quote to heart. And the next thing we talked about, if Paul doesn't have anything he wants to add right here, is we began talking about on the call this morning the 7 steps to financial freedom. Anything you want to add, Paul, before we get into that?
Just real quickly, I want to say that it's funny that you talk about. Well, I mean, it's not funny that you talk about the preparation because that's actually what we did talk about on the call. But Jeff also brought up the fact that a few of us are going to be hosting calls next week. I'm going to be one of them, and it just so happens that my subject matter, which I am preparing right now for that call, but my subject matter is also upon a little bit. I'm going to expand a little bit upon that. That preparation that you just mentioned, as far as preparing yourself just for your contacts with people that you're going to be possibly presenting, even just possibly presenting your opportunity, your business towards. So I just wanted to throw that in, that it's just the timing of everything, a lot of intention, obviously coming into play, and how everything always seems to fall into place. And once again, with the call that I have coming up, the stage is sort of being set, and nobody even knows what my content is except for me. I just find that just so interesting how that always seems to happen. So yeah, if you want to review the 7 steps that we've covered so far, or the first 2 of the 7 steps that we've covered so far, John, I'll kick it back to you.
Yeah, excellent. So there's 7 steps to becoming financially free. 7 steps to financial freedom. And first one is your belief system. You have to have a strong belief system that you could become financially free in 3 years or less. Do you believe it's possible? Do you believe that Swiss Gold Global is a vehicle that can take you there? And, most of us, many of us are probably in business for ourselves already, and we're in sales and marketing. If anyone who owns a business is in sales and marketing, hey, if you're breathing and you're living your life, you're in sales and marketing. Well, to be financially free takes a certain mindset and a certain belief system to become financially free. You have to believe that it's feasible. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to that you're the right person, that it's feasible for you to become financially free. There's a quote by Henry Ford that says, if you believe you can, you're right, and if you believe you can't, you're also right. Your belief system is very important, and that's why that's the #1 thing in the 7 steps to becoming financially free. And as Paul talked about earlier in the call too, why your belief system is so important is because, success isn't always convenient. Certain things you're going to have to do aren't always going to be the most convenient things. So you have to be willing to make a sacrifice, and you have to be committed to make that sacrifice. And you have to be strong in your beliefs if you're going to be committed, and you're going to be willing to even make the sacrifices that are necessary to becoming successful. And actions are in direct relationship to your belief system. Like if you have a strong belief system, your actions will show that. If you're weak in your beliefs, your actions will reflect that as well. #2, a law of income. And that basically states that you'll be paid in direct proportion to the value that you deliver to the marketplace. And by deliver, that means sales. And you have to be delivering products, because nothing happens until a sale is made. Everything else, as Jeff said, I love this quote Jeff said this morning, is that everything else is just interesting. Like, nothing happens until a sale is made. So you have to be delivering your product, your opportunity, your idea, Swiss Glow Global in this case. You have to be delivering this to people, and you have to be delivering it to a lot of people. And the beauty of this is you can utilize duplicate leverage, and you can utilize duplication. You're going to, Paul's part of my downline, and he's a gold ship through and through. I mean, he's put together these hangouts, everything else, but, I recruited Paul. I got paid a commission, and now I get a monthly commission. But now I get to leverage Paul, and Paul's out there duplicating me, because Paul makes a sale, I get paid, and I get a monthly commission. So, this is a business where you can really deliver a lot to the marketplace through leverage and duplication. And then I'm going to toss this back to Paul to get us into number 3, which is about being on trend and being in a business that is a GFO. Paul's going to tell us what that means.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Just a quick little toss back to the delivering value to the marketplace, and the fact that, like John says, that any business, every business is really all about sales and marketing. I heard a quote the other morning at the Tuesday morning special that you missed out on, John, where somebody says that they heard this quote that goes, every business is nothing more than a hobby until a sale is made. I kind of like that one. So, and the fact of the matter is, your business may continue to really be nothing more than a hobby until massive sales are being made. The whole idea of delivering value is delivering a lot to the marketplace, and a lot equals big results. A little bit does not equal big results. Haphazard, just sort of, just playing at, level 5, or less in your business is not going to produce the results that you want, which is, delivering a lot of value, which is going to equal the big results of what you're looking for. So playing at a level 10 and delivering a lot of value is key important to that step number 2. So today we got into talking about timing, and as obviously the book Outliers is kind of based around the whole timing thing. Couple of key factors to your timing in whatever business that you want to get started in, whatever opportunity that you want to bring to the marketplace, to give yourself the best opportunity to position yourself in a place where you can actually become successful and achieve the goals and the success that you desire, is number 1, to find yourself a GFO, which is known as a ground floor opportunity. And how do you know something is a ground floor opportunity? You know that by the fact that there is a high demand for it and there is little supply. That's very simple mathematics right there. People know about it, they want it, they can't find it. You bring it to them, and you have no way but to succeed with something that you find and that is positioned in that place. And then the second major thing, which kind of goes along with that, is that you need to look for a trend, a powerful trend that is moving forward, as we talked about in the description of the Outlier book. These people were born in an era where a trend, a huge trend for their era, was developing, and they worked themselves right into that trend. And I like the analogy that Jeff uses about a wave, catching a wave, because I'm a beach guy, and I've caught a lot of waves in my lifetime. And so I know for a fact that, yes, if you're going out there to catch waves, whether it's body surfing, boogie boarding, or on a surfboard, which I never made it to, but you paddle out there in the water, and if you just paddle out there 15 feet from shore, you're not going to catch any waves, because there are no waves that are 15 feet from shore. They're crashing on shore. If you paddle out there only halfway and you're right in the brake zone and these waves are pounding you on top of your head, you're not going to have very good success. And if you get out there past the breakers and you paddle out too far before the waves are even developing, then you're never going to be able to catch a wave because you're not in the right position. Positioning is catch a wave. In order to catch a trend, you have to position yourself in the right place where you can catch that wave and you can ride it to financial freedom. So I'm going to let John close this out. We got just a couple of minutes left. So timing is everything. Timing is step 3. And John, I'm going to let you close this out with your thoughts on timing and our closing prayer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to be in a business or you have a vehicle that you're riding to financial freedom. That's a race car, not a jalopy. And as Paul said, you've got to catch the wave. If you don't have to sell, you want to be in a business where you don't have to sell somebody that it's a good idea. They already know it's a good idea. It's something that's hot, and we're not talking fad. An over idea, something that's really hot this Christmas season, and everyone goes out and they buy it for this Christmas. But come next year, everyone forgot what that was. That's a fad. We're talking about a trend here. And some of the things that we touched upon real quick that are trends is high tech technology. Everyone's got high tech smartphones or iPhones. Everybody's got laptops or iPads, iPods, things like that. So we talked about what is a trend, something that's going to continue growing into the future, and that's one of them, high tech. Internet sales, that's a trend. Also, what's really important for us to realize being in Swiss Glow Global is that people are looking, one of the big trends right now is that people are looking to become entrepreneurs. And the reason people are looking to become entrepreneurs nowadays, I mean, just think about it. I mean, there's not as many jobs out there, and there may be jobs in the service industry, but they just don't really need to be financially free or to make a fortune. I mean, people nowadays, things aren't like they were years ago. I mean, inflation has robbed us of the value of the dollar, and people are really struggling right now, and they're looking for a way out of their struggles. They're looking for an opportunity. They're looking for something. They're looking for a vehicle that can bring them financial freedom. They're looking for their race car. They want to get out of their jalopy. So that's a trend right now, is people who are looking to become entrepreneurs, right? And what do we have here? I see, Paul. I'm sorry, my screen was down. We have a ground floor opportunity. It is something that's on trend right now for the simple fact that we can offer this to people as a way to make more income and get in a vehicle that'll take them to financial freedom. So with that being said, those three things, about the last three things we talked about, the 7 steps to financial freedom: belief system, law of income, and being in a business or selling a product that's on trend. Keep those things in mind as you move forward this week. And I want to close this out because I know we're running out of time and we're past it, with the Napoleon Hill prayer that goes, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make wiser use of the riches you gave me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I might desire." All right, well, thank you, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you all back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Sorry, I got to get over here.